I'm creating I'm making a C# program in .NET Core. Why I go for opening the Studio.NET? Fine. CD threading C. Now .NET new console -o, give a program name. Application name is called thread 1. Thread 1. So application is created. I move to CD thread 1. So I'm opening the VS Code. Fine. So I discussed last time. It's a continuation for the part 1. So I discussed in last time. So the best part of thread is so you have the main thread and CLR with the help of operating system. CLR with the help of operating system, and there is a kernel gets to thread for your application. Thread 1 and thread 2. It's a background thread. Reason is garbage collection. Garbage collection runs in background thread. Garbage collection. But this thread has the lowest priority compared to the foreground thread. But overall, you got a thread. You can execute your function within a main thread. So at this point, I don't want multiple threads. But when you have multiple functions and you want to go for executing all the functions parallel, just go for multi-threading. Otherwise, one thread is sufficient to handle the execution of your function. Because main is a thread, it is a daemon thread, it is a primary thread, it is a main thread. But when you you're increasing the number of functions, obviously, you need to have separate execution process for every function individually. Otherwise, you have to go one after one. No. So thread is basically a class, and this class is having a parameterized constructor, and this parameterized constructor class is using a delegate. Listen, still, so thread is a class, and this class is having the parameterized constructor, and it is basically overloaded constructor. So it takes a delegate as a parameterize is called thread start. And second delegate is parameterize thread start. Parameterize thread start. Again, delegate is there. Again, delegate is there. So parameterize a thread start. So thread is a class, and this class takes a parameterized constructor as the name of the delegate, and thread start delegate and parameterized uh, thread start. We have two delegate, but it's overloaded. Fine. You can decide when to go for this one or you want to go for this one. It depends on the function parameter. It depends on the function parameter. If your function takes parameter, I return as a void because signature is the most important criteria for your delegate. If function takes a parameter, and which parameter, Sandeep? It is an integer or float or double. We will see. And the function returns as a void. I prefer to go for the parameterize thread start delegate. Fine. And if function does not take parameter, it returns as a void. So we prefer to go for the thread start. So overall, Sandeep sir, when thread uses internally a delegate to start the function, to execute the function, it's better you go for delegate than why you involve the thread. Why you involve the thread? Because you look at the thread internally, it takes a parameter called a delegate. So your function is running under the delegate, then why you're calling by the thread? You're only providing the signature of your function to delegate, and then delegate is being triggered by the thread. So when delegate is being triggered by thread, why you basically executing your delegate by the thread? Delegate has two functions. One is called invoke function and second called begin invoke function. Use that function for executing your function. Why you crazy for the thread then? That's a good question. That's a really good question. No. So this is basically a concept, But if function returns as a integer, float, double, so in this case, how you can go for handling these kind of functions by thread. As such, there is no any particular way you can go for handling those function returns as integer, a character or float. So we have different way to handle, but not as such any proper ways given in C#, in MSDN. You can handle those method returns as integer by the thread. We can have an alternative solution for this. We can go for callback, but as such, there is no any particular way to handle the function returns as integer. And callback is for this as a substitution for this, but not exact solution for this. Okay, this is the cause. I want to go for task. This is the cause. I want to go for task. Okay. And there's several differences in between, but as a technical difference is if your function is returning as a other types, not as a void. So we apply some common sense, some other way, move out of the track to go for handling those function by thread. If function returns as a non-void is called integer character float. So we can have a solution given by C#, you go for callback, but as such, there is no any particular way to go. This is the cause, Sandeep sir, I want to go for task, because if any function is being called by the task, so if function returns integer, I can easily handle. Now, this person says delegate are talking very smartly, thread and task. What about me? So what about me? You also involved in this picture? So I'm also smart to handle the function which returns as integer or as a float. So why you are crazy for going for the task? So look at the three persons is knocking to you. One says you use thread, one say use task, one person says you go for delegate. So three persons in a queue for taking your request to be handled. Fine. So okay, now I choose a delegate. Can you solve my problem? Yes, sir, I can solve your problem. Now I'm giving a problem to you. I'm having a function, F1 function, and this function returns as integer. Okay, and you given the case one. If I go for calling this function by the thread, because thread says I'm using as a parameterized thread start or parameterized thread start. Look at my signature. Your signature does not match with my signature. Sorry. So we have to go for other way to handle this solution. It's called callback. Good. Second task. Perfect. A function returns as a void. A function returns as a class. A function returns as a complex type. A function returns as an enumerable. A function returns as any type. I'm easily to handle because I'm a generic type. So I'm basically having multiple type, task and task generic. Good, good. So if you want to go for handle any other type as a complex type, as an enumerable type, list type, equariable type, integer type, double type, whatever type, I can easily handle because I'm a generic type. So this T can act as enumerable, this T can act as a integer, something. So I'm really handle your walk efficiently better. So delegate says, I can also handle this walk. Okay, I'm giving this task to you. Go and handle my walk. It's a main. There is a main function. There is a main function. So within a main function, so on the top, I did declare the delegate. I declare the delegate. So give me your function signature. So I've taken the delegate keyword, right? Then the function return type, then delegate. Delegate keyword has a delegate type, you know, not a keyword. Delegate is a type. And delegate is also a class. But at this place, at this time, a delegate is a type, then function return type, then your delegate name, and there is no parameter to the function. Let it be as a parameterless. Now, instantiate delegate, instantiate delegate, true, instantiate delegate, and now assign the function signature to delegate. Good. Delegate is happy. Now I'm doing your work. So now instantiate delegate and assign the function signature to delegate. Or don't even do instantiate delegate. Simply go for writing a reference of delegate and assign the function signature. And he has having a function called begin invoke and end invoke. So when you write a begin invoke, so in a background, a new thread will be created. True. New thread will be created. And they can execute your function. But the problem is the output of this function will be shown. The output of this function will be given to main thread. Oof. The problem is thread in a background, execute your function, true. Main is free. Main is not basically bother what is going on. But the problem is begin invoke, start a thread, execute your function, and the output of this function, the outcome of this function will be given to main thread. The output of this function will be given to main thread. What's the problem in this then, Sandeep? The problem is, there is a major problem if I go for handling this kind of situation by delegate. My main is blocked. My main is blocked. My main is blocked. So when to go for delegate, when to go for thread, and when to go for task. So how do you know your main is blocked? The reason is begin invoke will generating a new thread to execute your executive function. And if you want to take the output from this function, if you want to take the output from this function, there is an end invoke, end invoke, end invoke. So end invoke function will give the output of this function. And if you don't write an end invoke, then if you don't write an end invoke, then you won't be getting the output of this function. Sure, it's a part 2, not a practical session. It's an architectural session. Part 3, I will go for live implementation. So without end invoke, the output of this function will not shown to the user area or to the main function. But they don't block the main thread when you are basically executing your function while you're executing your function. But output will be shown, will be given to the main thread, main block, main area. So it means if main is a thread, he is having own task and it takes 5 seconds to perform the task, and begin invoke generates a new thread is called T1, and your function is running under this thread, and this function takes 7 seconds. So unwantedly, unnecessarily, 2 seconds has to wait for the main thread. So main is blocked for 2 seconds. Main is blocked for the 2 seconds. And Sandeep sir, if I give this task to thread, sorry, thread cannot handle the function which returns as an integer as a by default. And don't go for hit and trial any other solution and finding by the internet. Sorry. Then who can give the perfect answer for this mathematics and for the case study? Only task. So doesn't mean I don't want to use a thread, doesn't mean I don't want to use a delegate, doesn't mean I only prefer the task. It has having own use. It has having own use. If you want to go for event creation, if you want to go for anonymous method, you want to go for callback notification, in case of observer pattern, I prefer to go for delegate. But I don't want to go for handling the asynchronous process by the delegate. I don't want to handle the asynchronous process by the delegate. Look at the situation because main is blocked. And Sandeep sir, if I use a thread, then let us take a situation. Let us take a situation. A function does not return a value. Then you are happy. Take a situation. This function does not return a value. Not happy. Not I'm happy. If this function, even though it takes a 7 seconds, and you don't want to return in the main panel, and you want to return at this point console or write line or level1.txt, even though 2 second main is blocked, not a matter of returning or non-returning. Okay. So even though if this function does not return a value, let it be as a void, make it as a void. Even though this function will takes 2 seconds, this main will wait for 2 seconds more. Not a matter of Sandeep returning to me or not returning to me. Overall main is blocked. Then in this case, you go with the thread then. If your function does not return a value, give this task to thread then. Why are you giving to task then? If you have a single processor, then it's a round robin fashion. But who's having today, tell me, single processor? i7 processor, i5 processor. Days are gone. We have a dual core processor. So when you're directly jumping from delegate to task, thread is also in between there. Now give this task to thread. So I say to thread, I'm giving you one function, and you're very smart for handling my walk because you have got to delegate as a parameterized. So the function returning as a void. Now you are happy? Yeah, I'm happy, sir. So now I do instantiate the thread class and I assign the function signature to this, an object of thread class, right? And I do call the function called start. Start is a function of thread. Then what will happen? Main is a thread. Main is a thread. And within the main thread, you are creating a new thread. Yes, sir. And thread class is taking the parameterized constructor as a parameter thread start. I want to use thread start because in this function, there is no parameter, there is no return type as a void. So I do go for thread start. So if I go for creating a new thread under the main thread, if I go for creating the new thread under the main thread, does main thread will be blocked? Never ever in case of threading. The new thread will not block the main thread. Only in case of delegate, it blocks the main thread. Oh my God, that's a great difference. Okay. So if I go for, so again, you speak what you have said. I said, if you go for creating a new thread, thread 1, thread 2, thread 3, you go for creating n number of threads under the main, but your child thread will not block the main thread. Always keep in mind in case of multi-threading. But one thing is there. Now, when you go for creating a new thread, right, and you're assigning the task called function to the newly thread, so main is not in picture. I didn't get Sandeep sir. I didn't get what you have said. This function is performing some task and assign the function signature to thread. Assign the function signature to thread and go for using a start function. Now this thread is executing this function in the background. Main is free. Main is free. But I want to give the output of this function to main thread then. So in case of thread, in case of multi-threading, if you go for creating a new thread, so they will not block the main thread. I got your point. But I want to take the output of this function. So please don't go there because you have just said there is no return time. Okay, sorry. So this function is running in a background. So main is free. Okay. So in case of multi-threading, so child thread will execute your function and main will be free. Okay. Sandeep sir, then again there is a task and thread. See, if I give same task to thread, if I give same function to task, he also say, I do keep the main free. I just told you, now, come on. See, function returns as integer, but you can handle the thread. Oh, that's great. Okay.